We're about to watch something filmed in the build-up to Hi Ren, behind-the-scenes moments, Connor hearing the song for the very first time, and Ren opening up about how he felt after the shoot. This song is my Beethoven, my Shakespeare, my Van Gogh, but unlike those greats, he's not a figure from history. He's here, he's alive, creating in real time. We're not reading about this in books, we're living it. We can interact with him, watch his journey unfold, and see new music take shape before our eyes. There are whole communities dedicated to Ren, and we get to be a part of it. We are living through the golden age of Ren, and one day people will wish they'd been here. But we are here, and that's a privilege. So my good friends, this is the birth of Hi Ren. So grab a drink, grab a snack, turn the volume up, and enjoy the show.
But if you got a problem, my brother, I might just put on some rubber gloves and just choke you till larynx ruptures and blood just bubbles up and the bubbles double up and you struggle. But luck is up because I'm subtle at covering up the trouble. Cover up.
This is obviously The Hunger. I didn't realise this was around about the same time, to be fair, but what an amazing track. If you've not checked this out, check it out. It just, showcases his skills so much. His rapping skills on this one.
Double up and you struggle, but luck is up because I'm subtle at covering up the trouble. Cover up the crime scene, 1990, that's my scene. My teen years were spent rolling the tiger, obscene fiend in a pair of baggy jeans, putting backy with the green roller, fatty dopamine starts growing. I have the melon going, the pendulum is slowing. I'm swinging and I'm swaying, but I don't know where I'm going. Mind running, Jesse Owens, hallelujah, Leonard Cohen.
I don't know if this was filmed in Canada, maybe? Canada, America, or the UK, but the truck, the digger in the back looks like it's from the UK, but
I'm swinging and I'm swaying, but I don't know where I'm going. Mind running, Jesse Owens, hallelujah, Leonard Cohen. All these seeds that I've been sowing, slowly growing like trees. I grow, then I preach, scrap that I teach over beats to all those that seek. Teach on these streets. Streets can be bleak, but bleak was the place where I rose to my feet. Thank you very much, guys. The Hunger is out now on all streaming platforms. You can get that on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. The YouTube video will be live in about 10-15 minutes on YouTube, so join me on the chat on YouTube, guys. That'll be fucking wicked. I appreciate you massively. Thank you very much.
He's saying the video is going to be live in 10 to 15 minutes. It looks like he's wearing the outfit, so obviously they must have just... Nah, he's pre-recorded that, hasn't he, instead? He hasn't literally just finished it and then uploaded it.
On the chat on YouTube, guys. That'll be fucking wicked. I appreciate you massively. Thank you very much. God bless.
What do you guys think? The steering's a little bit wonky on this thing.
We're wonky.
You're wonky now.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah. So.
Oh, wow, was that the fit? That is the same chair, wheelchair.
The steering's a little bit wonky on this thing.
We're wonky.
You're wonky now.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Wow.
Yeah. So when it's the first one.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Lovely shirt.
That's good, real nice. Extra sexy.
Oh, we've got adverts. Let me just skip this. Bear with us one moment.
Always in the grip, we depend on you. Please to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need.
That is obviously the famous room, seen by millions and millions of people now, this video, and look how basic it is. Just that room, the lights we've seen. He's obviously practicing because it was a one take, alive, but he's got his Nike Air Max on, or he's got his trainers on and his jacket.
Always in the grip, we depend on you. Please to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Got your place to lead me. Got your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my...
There's our pig head.
I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed to do much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Man, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you. Been through this a million times. Those ability mind is so perfect. I've always realized you. Okay, take another pill, boy, drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this.
Do you think they just knew Like even here, that is just going to be this breakthrough masterpiece, piece of art that is just enjoyed by millions and millions of people in this basic room. And you can see the setup. It's not this big studio setup. They've got him sat there. They've got this camera in the side.
Okay, take another pill, boy, drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this that program.
I just see what it looks like.
Fucking dumb boy, now mate. This time is different, man, trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kind of doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Because when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me, I am you, you are me, you are
I
I.
think it's side to side, but I don't think you necessarily need to go full side. I think you go with someone like here.
Yeah. So as long as I like take it.
You just look left, mate.
You think that you can amputate
This is amazing. Just these little touches and help from his team to say, let's try it. Let's not turn too far to the side.
As long as I like take it.
You just look left, mate.
You think that you can amputate me, I am you, you are me, you are I
That's
am
nice. And then this side.
You got leftover dinner and no scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? What's up?
Yeah, that's good.
Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Where are your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere, yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. Never write hooks with the radio, they never even play me.
I mean, how good does this even sound already? And it's not been like edited in a studio or anything like that. They're literally just watching him practice. And it sounds exactly like the same as the one that's actually been released.
Like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. Never write hooks with the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, because this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious, Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself, trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective that can be neglected. I get it, you wanna be a big deal next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that, man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat, no it's not, man, you're wrong. When I'm right, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius, wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar, Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal, rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves. And I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right, speaking truth, your fucking god complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it.
Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
Fuck you, I'll fucking kill you, Ren. Fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren.
Just watching this, obviously we're seeing him rehearse it. Can you imagine the writing process? Like how does someone's brain come up with something like this? And that's the genius, It's something like everyday people like ourselves will just never understand. How's did you sat there, thought of this, written it, had that vision, and obviously released it and just absolutely changed our lives.
Say it instead of downplay it.
Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
Fuck you, I'll fucking kill you, Ren. Fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. All I'm gonna do is watch me prove it, who are you to damn my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash, I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies, Mustapha truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the righteous abandon, the righteous surrender when standing in front of my solar eclipse. My name is stitched to your lips, so you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me, I'm eternal and mortal. I live in every decision that captivates chaos that causes division. I live inside death of a giving of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren.
This is beautiful, absolutely amazing. I wonder how many times I've actually rehearsed this there. They might get into that, but to see this, his team are just setting up. In the background, you can hear him, and he's sat there just doing his work.
I've been taking some time to be still.
And it just shows any doubters who thought, that wasn't a one take and, it's edited over multiple, scenes put together. He's literally doing it there in front of our eyes. And this is just him practicing, rehearsing.
Hi Ren, I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, and just as sure as the night has a dawn, just as sure as the rainfall soon will.
And you can see, even though he's rehearsing, he's in that zone, he's zoned in. You can just tell by his facial expressions. It's like he goes to another world. And I've mentioned that, I've seen that in some of his videos. He like kind of zones in so much, he eats and breathes and just lives it. And even through rehearsals there, you can see in his face, he's not in that room anymore. He's in here.
Starts turning, and just as sure as the night has a dawn, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet.
And the authenticity of it, you can tell he's lived this. It's not just a song that he's written and he's performing. This is his life, this is his experience, this is what he's been through. And he's sharing this with the world to help him release, but also to help others.
I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as Hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames and cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So coward the man I become when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire. It's fire for me to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise in the music that I left behind. Eternal assistant, eternal light, you will record me to different sides.
Fucking hell, bro. Yeah.
I love that.
Fucking hell, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Filming Hi Ren was definitely very interesting. I mean, off the bat, the preparation work for that song was probably more than any song we'd done, bar maybe Money Game. Because
Money Game as well. We may check that on this channel, but I'm sure these renegades, our community, we've seen all of this. But if you're new to Ren, check out the Money Game trilogy 1, 2, and 3. Absolutely, we'll change you.
than any song we'd done, bar maybe Money Game. Because first of all, you had that intro guitar part, and I was determined not to mess up a single note, so I had to know that on the day I could play it 100 times in a row without butchering a note. So I would sit down. Sometimes I chucked on a TV series and I'd just sit down playing it again and again and again until I got that right. And then I would sit on the hallway in my stairs, because it's got to my old house, because it had some nice natural reverb, and I'd just sit down practicing the back and forth, practicing every face movement, every expression, because I knew that I was going to be sat down pretty much most of the time, so I had to make it engaging. So there was a lot of thought. Even though it's a very simple video, there's a lot of intention and thought behind each movement and facial expression. And so I just spend days, I think it was about a month before the shoot, I was practicing.
I mean, how much dedication is that? In his art, he knows, like he's talking about, look into areas where the reverb is and his facial expressions to bring it a bit more engaging, because it is just him sat in there and there's the lights behind him, and he's so conscious of that type of thing. And now you're seeing it all put together, it just makes you appreciate the video so much more.
Spend days, I think it was about a month before the shoot, I was practicing every day because I wanted to get it perfect. And then it comes to the day we used the bass.
We know he's a perfectionist.
Because I wanted to get it perfect. And then it comes to the day we used the basement that we used for Sick Boy that we'd shot a couple of months before that. Same basement, we just dressed it up differently. And we had this old wheelchair that we found on the shoot of The Hunger that we took, and just happened.
That is insane. That wheelchair has come from The Hunger. That's madness.
And we had this old wheelchair that we found on the shoot of The Hunger that we took, and just happened to look right for
that iconic chair. They just happened to find it.
On the shoot of The Hunger that we took, and just happened to look right for the setting. It was like the pink perfectly sort of like counterbalance the sort of like desaturated nature of the scene. And then we got down there, all of us excited. I was feeling good and confident, ready to perform. And then we start filming. We set up 3 cameras and we start filming, and that's when everything started going very wrong. So like, first of all, the sound messed up, so we lost the first few takes because I played it back and it was all distorted because it was clipping on the microphone.
Can you imagine the frustration? I mean, it's like a 9-minute song plus. He's obviously practiced so much in his house and he's written it, and he's, like you said, hundreds and hundreds of times. He's a perfectionist. To do the recording and then get back to be excited to watch it back. Wow. I've done it myself. Obviously, not to that level, but when I've created a YouTube video on something like my headsets being plugged in on my mic, and that's a couple of minutes of a video, and the frustration, and to overcome that and move on and start again, you know, take something. And on this scale, wow, it's dedication for you.
Few takes because I played it back and it was all distorted because it was clipping on the microphone, on the little lapel mic. So we're like, okay, crap, all right, let's just crack on. Then when we started cracking on, because we hadn't asked permission from the actual landlord of the place, just the guy who was renting the flat there, landlord runs down half an hour in after ages of setup, getting the perfect places for the camera and stuff. Landlord runs down and goes, "What are you doing? You're making too much noise." Because we had to start after dark because the natural light getting into the basement from like these small window cracks right at the end of the space. He runs in. "What are you guys doing? You've got to be out in 30... No, you've got to be out now." So I sort of plead with him. It's obvious that we're doing something. I plead with him and say, "Look, please, we just need a little bit more time. We've been rehearsing for this, setting this up for ages."
Can you believe? I had no idea. So there's a landlord upstairs. Ren's downstairs filming the most like breakthrough video of his career, and a song that'll just change the face of his life. And there's a landlord upstairs who firsthand is witnessing this. He can hear it from upstairs. That's crazy. I'll tell you what though, if he whacks that room on Airbnb, it says, you know what, how much could he charge for that? Spend the night there? We'd pay a lot, I'm sure. I'm sure this. How much would you pay to take a sleeping bag and spend the night in that room? It's priceless.
Plead with him. It's obvious that we're doing something. I plead with him and say, "Look, please, we just need a little bit more time. We've been rehearsing for this, setting this up for ages." He says we have half an hour and that's it. Then we've got to be gone. So that's what, because the audio was messed up before, we only had half an hour to get a take. We managed to get 4 takes within that time. I was massively stressed during it too, because of the pressure being on. Maybe that helped or didn't help with the performance, who knows, but we got 4 takes, and then at the end of that, he comes down and is like, "Right, you got to go now." I felt defeated. I felt like we hadn't got the video, because we normally have at least like 20 good takes to choose from.
So intrigued if that landlord is aware of who he was or what's become of that that room he rented out for that period of time. He kicked him out. If he kicked him out earlier, we may not have had this. You know, some of us may not be sitting here watching this right now because we may not have discovered Ren, because the amount of people have discovered Ren just solely because of this song. But I wonder if that landlord, you know, sit back and watches Ren and thinks, you know what? Yeah, I played a part in this. This is my space. A very small part. But also, if he does watch it, I'm sure, you know, he's a fan. I'm sure he's a renegade. How could you not be?
hadn't got the video because we normally have at least like 20 good takes to choose from. With this one we had 4. So I was like, guys, I'm sorry, I've got to get out of it. I was feeling gutted because so much work had gone into this. I was going to Canada the week after, so it's the only opportunity we had to film and record it. So I leave feeling defeated, feeling really upset. And then I sit down with the footage a few days later, even though I feel like it's kind of fruitless. And we watch the takes and we're like, I think to myself, like, actually, it might not be as bad as I think. And then I start editing it together from the different angles. And yeah, it turned out okay at the end. Like, I remember...
Okay. The biggest understatement ever. It's madness to think that, you know, he's gutted, or he was gutted. But the type of perfection he is, I mean, things happen for a reason. And I feel that, you know, they were rushed for a reason and all this came to fruition because of that. And if they had more time, if they had a day or two, or even the rest of that day, you know, the type of perfection he is, he might start to play about with it. And I think what we have got is like a really authentic video, and you can see he's put his heart and soul into it. So I guess we should be pleased that this kind of played out the way it did. Otherwise, you know, something different might be created from it.
I think to myself, like, actually, it might not be as bad as I think. And then I start editing it together from the different angles. And yeah, it turned out okay at the end. Like, I remember putting it all together, sitting back, mixing the whole thing, because that added another, that helped me see the performance of it. And yeah, I remember inviting my friend Vic round and showing him it because I knew he'd be giving me an honest opinion. And he sat down, watched the whole thing, and was just like silent for a while. And then he was like,
We've all had that feeling when you first heard that song, just digesting what I've just seen, trying to come to terms with it, what I've just listened to, you know, the visual, and it just, there's nothing like it. I've never seen anything like it, and I've yet to see anything like it. And when we see the Vincent's Tales and that coming to fruition now, you know, it doesn't surprise us as much that genius is inside of him and that artistic mind after seeing this.
invited my friend Vic round and showing him it because I knew he'd be giving me an honest opinion. And he sat down, watched the whole thing, and was just like silent for a while. And then he was like, bro, that's like one of the best things I've seen. And that gave me a little bit more spark in my step after feeling gutted that it wasn't there. So I have this video. I put it out right before I leave to Canada, and it goes crazy. Like, people...
For those who don't know, he's going to Canada to receive treatment for his Lyme disease and, you know, his chronic illness.
I put it out right before I leave to Canada, and it goes crazy. Like, people, like, you know, the rest, it's been one of the most successful songs that I've released. And yeah, it's crazy that we're a year out. I've been in Canada for a whole year. And a lot of the success my music has had in this past year, the #1 album and stuff, is off the back of that opening a big door for me. So I'm very, very grateful for that song, for that reason. And happy 1 year anniversary to Hi Ren. Let's go.
Another advert. We'll edit this out. Oh, that was it. So there you go. The Birth of Hi Ren. That was the 1 year anniversary. Wow. So that was the birth of Hi Ren. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. I think what I like most is how real it felt. It's very easy to focus on the finished product, but moments like these pull back the curtain. We got to see the human side of the process, the rehearsals, the the conversations, the feelings within the moment. And that makes the music hit in a different way. And I'm so glad we got to watch this together. So if you enjoyed the video, please like it. I'd be forever grateful if you could subscribe to the channel. I'm out of here. We'll see you at the next one.